G.I.A Automotive. This is the part 2 of the gear box that I installed. There's a new one. The last video where I left off was I was trying to get the steering wheel shaft off the gearbox, and what I ended up doing was I ended up putting my pry bar on an angle through the wheel well here. You got to remove this guard here, and when you remove that, leave one bolt, leave the bottom bolt connected, and then on an angle as straight as you can get it, the long way, with your pry bar pointing upwards on the tip, you'll be able to get it here. You sneak your pry bar, the long pry bar that I used, I snuck it in through here, through the back, and that's how I was able to free it up to release it from the shaft. And then once I released it from the shaft, for you people that are not thinking about these things, I already anticipated it was going to be a pain in the ass also to put it back on the new steering box, the gearbox I mean. I knew it was going to be a challenge to put the steering shaft onto the new gearbox, and what you do is the same procedure that I just showed you. You just do it reverse, and you look at the flat side of the steering shaft here that I'm shining the light on. There's only one flat side in that hole, and there's only one flat side on that gearbox on the bottom. So it is tricky to line that up, but if you look at it from the angle that I showed you, you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to get it. And then I used like 4 3/8 extensions to tap it on there, and once I seen it going in, I hammered it with good force, knowing that it's already on its way in, and that's how I was able to get it. Then the lines here that I released, the high pressure and the return line, to get them threaded, to start the first thread, you kind of got to put your hand on the pipe, and you got to put your hand on the end of it to thread it through, catch the first threads, and you'll be able to get it. So there you have it. There's no more leaks. This guy was leaking out of that steering box. He was leaking since last year, and this was the year I told him, you got to change that gearbox, and he said, let's do that next year. So this year he was complaining about a leak that got bigger. I said, this year, remember, you told me last year you wanted to do that gearbox? Well, it's leaking more now, and this is what you told me last year at this time. So it was actually 1 year exactly when he first complained about it, and it looked like it was leaking from the lines at first, but then when I got up on the bottom and I pulled the boot off of it, I seen it leaking from the actual gearbox. So there you have it. I'm gonna consider this one done, and I'm gonna go for a ride and call it a day. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, liking, sharing my video. Do whatever you want to do, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Have a great day.